I think one other one that my son actually put out, he wants to make a really large sticky hand. So he had me buy 1,000 sticky hands to turn into one giant sticky hand. I don't know how well that would do in the playa. Hi, I'm Steve Diol or Coy Wolf, as my what I go for my artist name. I'm based out of San Francisco, California. An engineer, kind of turned artist, mainly motorcycle rider, I guess I'd say, as part of my primary activities. So it's one of the things that kind of drew me to the playa once I got a taste of the motorsports out there. Uh, Everyone, you guys are out there, and since there was a crowd, I kind of understood the Burning Man culture. I was like, hey, maybe I'll troll them a little bit, but I'll bring them burgers. So somebody complaining about the dust came out running saying, hey, there's a speed limit, you guys are speeding. The cops kind of came over, they're like, yeah, there's this individual that keeps calling, and they're like rolling their eyes. They're like, yeah, we can't really tell you to do anything with the speed limit. I was like, so what if I drove around in reverse at like 40 miles per hour and just did donuts around the whole camp and stopped at every spot? Do you think that would count as reversing the speed limit? And they smiled. I got a big grin on their face, and they're like, that is not illegal. So that's what I decided to do. I was like, spit her out. I'd go yell every time, hey, come out of your tent. I heard you had a problem with me. I was like, yeah, I heard there was something with some speed limits. There's no speed limit. And I'm hoping by me driving in reverse, I take that 100-mile-per-hour drive by off. And by the way, on Friday at 8 p.m., I'm making you guys all burgers, and there's vegetarian food as well. So it was like, it could have just been whatever, but I was like, hey, look, I'm actually brought enough food to feed like 80 people. There's all kinds of things out there, but it's just kind of fun to kind of just navigate on a big, flat, open, like pancake where there's like nothing to really hit. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go up there. I'm going to take 4 bikes, and technically I could still go over 100 and just be right outside their perimeter. So I put together this whole thing, which was the IKP, the Insane Karen Posse, which is like trying to impose Burning Man rules on BLM land with a Constellation City. And also, since you guys had everyone, there was going to be other art there. It actually created that stage where I actually put that together, and it was a lot of fun. Here we go. See, incident reporting station and Insane Karen Posse behavior strictly prohibited. Oh yeah, the IKP activities included noise complaints, declaring speed limits, attempting to impose Burning Man rules on BLM land, complaints about sparkle ponies, and other Karen-esque behavior. There was a pen, and there was a little box that was painted. Let's see if we got some of the notes in there. There's, I miss my man, dark spirits. I don't know, somebody made like a little heart. Don't eat mushrooms with aliens. There's a little alien picture on there. I would like to complain about the dust. Who was supposed to clean that before we got here? Regards, Karen. So yeah, there's always somebody complaining about something. So, but a lot, and like I'm a single dad, so it's like I have a 6-year-old, and like a lot of times when you're complaining about something, it's not really that big of a deal. It's just change your perspective. So, and just kind of take a humorous approach with it. But the folks that are there with Constellation City, like everyone's really friendly. It's fun. It kind of breaks out your day, where I'd say just in general, sometimes your off-road community is very into off-road, but it kind of has its same sterile same type of thing. And the same thing with like Burning Man. It's like, sure, everyone's kind of the same to a certain degree, and they're not doing the off-roading thing. And like, hey, like it's something cool to go check out. It's, there'll be a lot of fun people there. There's food, everyone's friendly. It's a really giving, open culture. With everyone, they set up all the restrooms and everything, and they, also create a culture of actually really protecting and caring for the land, and like not leaving anything behind. And these are the type of things that we need to do when we go out into public lands, where some kids may go out there and just party and just leave the place trashed. I think this is where the ethos of like, hey, sure, yeah, there's a party, they do stay up late, where the off-road community, sometimes they may stay up late as well. But I think some of those ethos are shared. You don't want to leave your transmission out there. You don't want to go and tread lightly. That people differ, but there's more commonalities than there are differences. I think my attendance is kind of unknown for that, whether I'm going to go or not. Like right now, I'd say this project itself is a very, very large, ambitious project that I'm working on. That I'm doing is this one, and then designing like a riding belt that can support all your weight around your hips. I think one other one that my son actually put out, he wants to make a really large sticky hand. So he had me buy 1,000 sticky hands to turn it into one giant sticky hand. I don't know how well that would do in the ply. I think that's going to be kind of it for like major art projects for this year. It's a pretty large undertaking, but if I do go out there, it'd be kind of fun to have a bowl with a giant cloud of dust just booking it through a flat plain desert. Yeah, they could reach out to me if they want an email for any type of like engineering design stuff. Right now I'm working with some of the same folks that are doing like stuff for Patriot Missiles, so really high quality machining. And I'll be able to do a lot of stuff here as well. And that's steve@terribledesigns.com. And for Instagram, it's Coywolf, COYWOLF_13 on Instagram. So you could send me a message there. Yeah, just go out and make some art. And if you want some terrible things designed, hit me up. I build terrible things for terrible people for terrible reasons with terrible designs.